I should apologize that my literacy skills are not quite up to par with our language arts department, but I tried my best to praise this young man as much as I could. So I'm excited to be able to present the Josh Van Kuren Award today to our male recipient for this year. And Mrs. Halloran provided an explanation of the award earlier, and while this young man may actually be more of a superstar athlete and have an incredible intelligence, although he's a Boston sports fan, so sometimes that part's up for debate. He is a perfect embodiment of the last description that Mrs. Halloran had for Josh. He's an outstanding young man who is liked and respected by all who know him. This year's male recipient of our Josh Van Kuren Award is Tamlin Ferguson. I asked our family to join me on stage so I can definitely share a little bit more about him. So to be honest, prior to this school year, I actually had never had an interaction with Tamlin. But however, it was still hard not to be impressed with him. On morning announcements, I would hear his name regularly for his athletic feats. His 7th grade teachers that had the pleasure of having him as a student would speak glowingly of him, and his peers never had a negative thing to say about him. So naturally, when I saw him on my roster for this school year, I assumed he was going to be arriving in a red cape with an S on his chest. So while he did just have on a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, the young man who did walk into my classroom was an extremely down-to-earth, humble, and unassuming person, but I could quickly see what all the fuss was about. He has a work ethic that is second to none and would strive to do his best on every assignment, activity, and assessment. And that alone would be impressive to a teacher, but it was his interaction with his peers that was just as enjoyable to watch. Despite the fact that he's naturally a quiet person, it was always so effortless for Tamlin to collaborate and have conversations with all of his classmates, and you could tell that they were enjoying the opportunity to work with him as well. You know, to sum it up, Tamlin is a young man who leads by example, and whether he intends for it or not, others are going to follow because he's so liked and well respected by all. When it was announced to the faculty and staff that Tamlin would be receiving this award, several of his teachers quickly responded to me with things they wanted to make sure that I say about Tamlin. Make sure you point out how he's academically driven, but in a balanced manner, and how he separates himself from his counterparts with his maturity. And be sure to say how he has such a well-rounded personality. And Mrs. Halloran, who's also our student council advisor, said he's very consistent and reliable. He always sees things through, and he sets an excellent example for his peers. When I spoke to Mr. Kosis, our boys basketball coach, about Tamlin, he shared that Tamlin has a tremendous work ethic and always has a positive attitude while giving 110% during each and every practicing game. He is a great motivator and always encourages his teammates. He's a great motivator, always encourages his teammates to do their best. He's a fierce competitor while always staying humble and respectful. He enjoys the camaraderie of his teammates and coaches. Mr. Kosis also shared a simple description of Tamlin that so many of his teachers also mentioned. And I also have the same impression of him. He's a silent leader. It is for all of these reasons and so many more that I and all of us here at SMLS know that whatever Tamlin chooses to pursue academically, athletically, and socially in the future, he will continue to find success. It has been a pleasure being able to get to know this young man for the past year, and I'm honored to present this year's male Josh Van Kuren Award to Tamlin Ferguson.